Just a few days ago, we got an absolutely absurd amount of leaks for the future of Nintendo. Like, finally, guys, something massive from Nate the Hate, one of, if not the most reputable leakers as far as Nintendo games and just information out there. And this stuff is absolutely incredible. And basically, in this video, we're going to go over everything. So this is the all-in-one stop for literally every single future game that we know of at the moment. You know, all the leaks and the rumors and the speculation. Guys, this is going to be an awesome video. You're not going to want to miss this one. Before we hop right into it, I'm trying to reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers. So any support goes such a long way. I extremely appreciate it. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first, let's just start off here. According to Nate the Hate, Nintendo is gearing up for a huge summer of 2026. Star Fox would be the first big hit of 2026. New episode release slated for this summer, possibly with Monolith Soft. Pikmin 4 Switch 2 version arrives with a graphical upgrade and extra content. We got Splatoon Raiders, we already knew about. Of course, Fire Emblem Fortune Weaves, Rhythm Heaven Groove, and Switch 2 Sports also slated for the summer. And above all, no Nintendo Direct before June, but another event is planned beforehand. Partner showcase, a summer pack like never before on the Nintendo side. And like I said, we have a lot of other stuff to cover in this video. So this is just the surface. This is quite literally just the beginning. Later on, we're going to talk about the new Zelda game and just everything Zelda related. Brand new Star Fox game. That's incredible. So they did just announce Star Fox is in the movie, like officially the Mario Galaxy movie. And I've been saying this for the last couple of months. Like, I really was preparing for a Star Fox game. It's just one of those like IPs that they have that they haven't really done much with, and it just makes sense. So that is awesome. Switch 2 Pikmin 4 edition. Switch 2 Sports. I have not heard about that before, so that's crazy. Switch Sports was kind of a letdown. I mean, it's kind of fun to play every now and then, but compared to Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort, it was a little bit of a letdown. So Switch 2 Sports, I hope it's not a whole brand new game. I feel like it could just be a big update. But I'll give you guys updates on that as soon as I know anything. And so this is another post saying Star Fox will come back with 2 different projects, a classic game, so maybe some sort of port, remaster, remake, or maybe just something on the Switch Online service. You know, you could play it like the GameCube or, you know, whatever it may be. A more ambitious adventure game later. So it's going to have a returning game, an older game, plus a brand new game. I'm so excited for that. Wario Land will also be returning on the Switch 2, a comeback that could explain the delay of the next 3D Mario to 2027. So apparently that big 3D Mario game we've all been talking about forever might be 2027. That was supposed to come out this year, and I still feel like that was always in the plan, but maybe, you know, they just want to delay it a little bit more to actually make it a bigger and a better game. So you can't really hate on that, you know what I'm saying? So new Wario Land game would be really fun. I'm extremely down for that, and I think I could wait for a Mario 3D game. I want one very bad, but I can wait just because of the fact that it's probably going to be way better and way bigger if they actually do just delay it another year. And apparently Mario Kart World DLC will be in 2027. Huge DLC. So the Mario Kart DLC is real, guys. And I made the whole video a couple weeks ago, literally about how like they themselves, Nintendo, accidentally leaked, I guess you could say, a new game mode in the game. So it seems like they are working on that game. Mario Kart World, let's just say, is a game that is in huge need of a big, you know, update, you know, DLC. We need a lot more content in that game. Before we move on to like all the Zelda stuff, because the Zelda stuff is definitely fascinating. Like I'm going to talk about it in this video, and I definitely do want to make another video talking about that because that information is just so big. So, and like I said, this all came from Nate the Hate. This is not just some random person saying all this. So this says 2 Star Fox games, classic, another new one, Mario Kart DLC for 2027, Super Metroid remake with pixel art. That's awesome. A lot of people want more pixel art games to come back, you know, make their way back over to modern consoles and stuff. Mercury Steam is working on Metroid 6 and a new Wario Land. And here's basically like the keynotes, I guess I'll say, from the Nate the Hate podcast, where you can see all the little notes that they made, basically all the key factors, the keynotes, whatever you want to say. So there's also even more than that, like something Switch Sports related releasing in the summer. Duskblood's near the end of 2026, which I swear that was supposed to be around this time. So it looks like that was delayed, if I'm not mistaken. I might be thinking of a different game. Ocarina of Time remake releasing 2026, guys. That's one of the big topics I want to talk about in this video, so stay tuned. DLC postponed to 2027, so it looks like that was probably going to come out this summer if I had to guess. The Super Metroid remake and, you know, Ocarina of Time remake will not be based on the 3DS version, which is really interesting. So, as we know, we had Ocarina of Time on the 3DS. So I wonder what exactly they're going to do with that. I'm very curious to find out. Ocarina of Time is debatably one of the best Zelda games, and that's not me saying, that's just like the general public. Like, a lot of people absolutely love Ocarina of Time. The thing with Zelda is all the games are so good, at least most of them are so good, so it's kind of like, bro, they really gotta make sure they lock in and really make sure that they do it justice. They have to make this a good game or else fans will be mad. Here's another claim showing off the Ocarina of Time remake coming this year, according to the Hate, a full-on remake, not a remaster, which I think is good. A lot of people like remasters, but I feel like a remake is good because that's going to give it some additional content, and it's still going to be overall the same, I guess, storyline for the most part. They may add or take out a few little things here and there, but mostly a remake just means like newer graphics. You know, they add a couple things to the story to make it something a little bit different and unique and like actually worth playing. Central Leaks also posting this no Nintendo Direct until June 2026, which is kind of nice that we now kind of have a general idea of when that new Nintendo Direct is going to be. And I want to make a whole video about that on like the main channel with the Pokemon Presents side of things, because if there's a Nintendo Direct, we probably will get a Pokemon Presents to follow. And so that's where the big thing comes in, guys. It does seem like this year we will actually be getting an Ocarina of Time remake, and that is awesome because we've been actually talking about this for the last 2 or 3 months on the channel about an Ocarina of Time remake specifically, or at least some sort of Zelda remake. We had people on Twitter claiming this was going to happen. We had just a lot of people teasing it, basically. A lot of people talking about it, teasing it, and this is the 40th year anniversary of Zelda, so it makes sense why they would give us a remake or a remaster, in this case specifically remake, because of the fact that they got to do something to show love for the 40th anniversary of Zelda. And of course we do have the whole Zelda movie coming out next year, which I'm actually really hyped about. I really hope that this is a good movie because it's live action. Sometimes live action movies don't really like do some things justice, so that is going to be very sick to see next year. And of course Tears of the Kingdom is not that old, and that was like the newest, I guess, big 3D Zelda game, you could call it. That's why in my opinion there's not like a new Zelda game to that scale, is because of the fact that Tears of the Kingdom just isn't that old yet. I'm sure they're working on something. I'm sure they have probably begun, planning or maybe even production on that next big Zelda game. But it seems like Ocarina of Time is coming next for the Switch as a remake, and I will definitely be getting that, guys. A lot of people were kind of thinking it was going to be Twilight Princess, or maybe Four Swords or something like that, or Minish Cap, which would be cool. I actually like Minish Cap a lot, but I think this is awesome news. I cannot wait to see what else is going to come out throughout this year. So this leak that we covered today is huge, and I do want to branch these off to make other videos. So if you guys don't mind subscribing to the channel, basically I just give you guys all the news and updates about Nintendo news and the leaks, guys. And I wanted to make this video earlier, but I've just been very busy, so I figured I'm gonna let myself digest it a little bit, come up with things to talk about. And this is so big that I'm sure we're gonna get more information about this probably over the next few weeks and months. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe. And going back with that, we also had this from a while ago, actually, talking about, potential Ocarina of Time remake. So basically, these were several patents that theoretically could be related to a new Zelda game or remake, showing mechanics that are new and ones that have been used before, with Final Fantasy Remake adapting brand new mechanics updated to today's gaming world. Do you think Nintendo will do the same with an Ocarina of Time remake? And here are the photos. It's very interesting. Definitely exactly what they were doing, and that's what is so cool about patents, is because they kind of reveal secrets, man. So a bunch of new mechanics, and it seems like it is coming out. It's actually becoming a real thing. And just to summarize the patent stuff really quick, it's mainly just so the newer game isn't going to be as, I guess, blocky or chunky and just kind of outdated, I guess, for modern day standards. So it's good news. Very good news overall. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far in the video. If you are real and watching this far, comment down below tree, just the word tree. I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Someone